today to empower and inspire us like never before. And let me correct myself, that's Dr. John. So let's do a quick bio, and we will go ahead and allow John to be able to introduce himself a little bit more, and then also to share his story. So a quick bio of who he is. Dr. John is an Atlanta-based best-selling author, public speaker, strategist, and president of Cornerstone Christian University in Georgia. John has been featured on Fox, CBS, NBC, US Times, New York's Best Business Now, and HSBN TV, and WATC TV, and others. John has a BS in computer science, just like me, and an MA and PhD in Christian entrepreneurship and graduate certificate in leadership principles from the Harvard Business School. And he is a certified Les Brown speaker and teacher. John is passionate about speaking about leadership principles, mindset, and entrepreneurship. Come on back, Dr. John, and let's go ahead and have a conversation and give you the opportunity to be able to inspire and empower our audience here today. How are we doing, Dr. John?
Hey, Coach Teon, how are you?
I am blessed and highly favored, my friend.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come up here to, share my story and motivate and inspire someone out there. So I want to say Happy New Year to you and your audience.
Awesome. Happy New Year to you too, my friend, and your family. So go ahead, Dr. John, go ahead and share everyone your story. I will move out of the way, and then we will come back and we will have a little conversation afterwards.
All right, sounds good. All right, hello everybody. Happy New Year. As you currently know, my name is Dr. John Ughulu, and Teon already did the introduction. Before I start, I want to remind everyone that every day above ground is a blessed day. Let me see. Okay, great. Every day above ground is a blessed day. And if you're happy to be alive this moment, I want you to place your hand on your chest and say, I am blessed. I will do that. I am blessed. I am so blessed. So many people went to bed last night having plans for today. But unfortunately, they couldn't see daylight. Some people died in their sleep. Some people died on their way to the bathroom this morning. But you can hear me speak right now. You can see me because you are blessed with the gift of life. So let's be happy for that. I was born and raised in Nigeria. I was born to two amazing parents. My dad was a mechanical engineer and a leader in the society. My mom was a nurse until, some point in her life where she got, she had to leave the government service. And my dad was able to immediately set up a business for her. It was a hotel, and she ran that hotel till she retired. I was not born into poverty, right? Life was good for me. Life was good for myself and my siblings. I'm from a family of, I have 5 other siblings, an older sister and younger ones. So life was good for me. Just so you know, before I get into details, I was not born into poverty. But my dad being my superhero, my model, my mentor, everything to me. When I got to high school, he passed, right? And when my dad died, it was like, it was as if the whole world was just crashing on me. It was like the end of the world for me, because that was the first time something that devastating ever occurred to me. If you're listening to me right now and you've ever lost a loved one, I'm sure you understand what it means to lose your parent, while you were in high school. That was a turning point for me. But luckily for me, I had a mom who was already groomed, who was already prepared by my dad. You know, he instilled all the necessary skills that she needed to take over from there. But luckily for us, my mom was able to take over. She was able to step into the role of a dad, a mom, you know, an aunt, an uncle. She was everything to me from that point on. And that's why sometimes I am so biased when it gets to women. You know, women don't do things wrong by me. If you are a strong woman out there who is currently raising boys, who is currently raising children, I want you to place your hand on your chest and say, I thank you, God, for giving me strength, because all the strength lies in God. I really do appreciate all the mothers out there, all the strong women, all the queens out there. You are awesome. You know, my mom was able to take over from that point. But, you know, they say when a man is not there in the home, there's always something missing, right? Because as guys, it gets to a point where we want to test our wings. We want to test how strong we are. And if there's no man in the home to help guide that child, it becomes a problem. But luckily for me, my dad had already instilled some foundational values in me. But at some point, I derailed a little. I derailed in life. I developed a high level of shyness because of the wrong choices that I made. But my mom was always there to guide me as well. You know, I remember then my mom would call me. She would say, John, when I was pregnant with you, I used to always see this. I used to always have this dream. And in this dream, I would see a tall, dark-skinned man dressed in suit, holding a microphone and speaking to a crowd. But my mom did not know I was battling with shyness. So whenever she said that, I would say, Mom, when I know your dreams typically do come to pass, but this particular dream of me holding the microphone and speaking to people, I don't ever see that happening. But my mom, being that positive person, she would always laugh and say, John, don't worry. All right, just wait and see. And today, to cut the long story short, today, what she prophesied is happening. I'm using my voice to inspire people. How did that happen? At some point in my life, I realized I had some greatness in me, but I knew I had a limiting belief, which was shyness. But I took the step, a bold step, to go out there and seek mentorship. I found mentors. I got myself involved in the right community of people who would help me overcome that shyness. And right now, I'm using my voice to inspire people, using my voice to help people boost their morals, to help them overcome shyness, to help them develop the mindset that would take them to the next level. And that's what I do right now. So, you know, it's been a great journey working with people to help them stay focused, to help them stay committed to their goals. And that's what I intend to do for the rest of my life, to help people find their purpose. So thank you so much, Teon.
Outstanding. Thank you, my friend, for sharing that with us. And I got some questions for you as well to be able to speak into some other things. And I know that you have some good insights on some items that can be able to really empower some listeners with your experience. You know, you was very authentic and share with us your past and what had happened in the past, and then also what you are doing now to change your life and to become bigger and better from the things that have happened in the past, because of the past, from your experience. So with that said, you know, when someone comes face to face with a turning point in their life, their valleys, right? When they're in a low point, what are some things that you can share with us that you have done that can help them during those important moments?
Right. You know, we all go through challenges in life, right? We all go through challenges in life. And, you know, Robert Schuller said, tough times never last, but tough people do. So a lot of times people don't understand how tough they are. A lot of times people don't understand that they were created in the image and likeness of God, and which means God brought them into this world on purpose, with a purpose, and for a purpose that is far greater than their comprehension. So that's why people like you and I have embarked on a journey to constantly remind them of who they are. So I would like to say, for whoever is listening to us right now, no matter what challenges you're going through in life, always remember that it is a phase in life. It is a phase that will pass. It's just like the law of seasons. The law of seasons applies to challenges. The law of, from time immemorial, seasons do come and go. That's the same thing with challenges. For as long as you set your mind towards accomplishing anything, for as long as you set your mind towards getting over any challenge, you will certainly get over it, right? Heraclitus said the only constant in life is change, and it applies to challenges. A wise man once said, never make a permanent decision under a temporary situation. So during your low moments, I want you to believe in God. Believe in the laws, the natural laws, the universal law of seasons, which says there's a season and a time for everything. If you are a Bible believer, if you're a Christian, the Bible even said that. To everything, there is a season and a time. Mm. That's the same thing that would happen to you. So develop that mindset. This is what I always tell myself when I'm going through challenges. I'll say, same time next month, it's going to be history. That's what I use. When I'm going through anything, I just tell myself, hey, John, calm down. Calm down, my son. Same time next month, remember this is going to be history, right? So just keep moving. So that's what I would want to share with everybody. Always remember, there is a season and a time for everything. Do what is necessary. Surround yourself with only quality people, because that matters. They say if you hang around 9 fools, you will end up becoming the 10th fool. So just the people you surround yourself with matters a lot. Mm-hmm. This is 2023. I want to encourage everybody to be intentional about what they do. Be intentional about what you listen to. Be intentional about the books you read. Be intentional about what you watch on TV. My kids call me the motivational guy, because when they get into my car, from the beginning of that journey till the end, all you hear is motivational messages. I don't care. I don't listen to music when I'm driving. I'm obsessed with listening to motivational and inspirational messages. And I'm building that in my children. And I want to encourage everybody here to do the same thing. Be intentional. Intentional. Listen to things that would elevate your subconscious mind, because that's what we're here to do. A lot of people will say, hey, he's a motivational speaker. Oh, yes, I am a motivational speaker. They'll say, oh, they're always telling us the same thing over and over and over. Oh, yes. We don't get paid to tell you anything new. Our job is to constantly tell you the things you already know. Yes, to tell you what you already know, those things you already know that you are currently not doing. I listen to Teon, I listen to other motivational speakers. I know they're going to be saying the same thing over and over, but I just look out for that which they would remind me of that I'm currently not doing. So that's the same thing we do for you who's listening to us. The reason why you take your bath every day is because you want to stay refreshed. You want to feel refreshed. So your soul needs that. And that's why we're here. So always remember, everything has a season and a time. The good times will come, the bad times will come. The bad times are not a stop sign, but a guide, because it is those bad times that would create activity.
Mhm.
Crisis, I want you all to write this down. Crisis activates creativity. Just write it down and always recite it. When you're going through a crisis, remember that it was sent to you on purpose. You're going through that crisis on purpose, because crisis creates, it activates creativity. When God made man, he didn't give man shirt to wear. He didn't give man shoes to wear. He didn't give man a computer, right? But when crisis came up, when they started having things pierce into their foot when walking, they realized that, oh, and you know, they died from all those things back then. And they realized that, oh, we're suffering from tetanus. We're suffering from things piercing our legs. So what do we do to protect our feet, our soul? Then they started thinking, and they created shoes. You know, they were naked. But when they realized that, oh man, it's cold, how do we stay warm? They started thinking, because of the crisis, a lot of people died from cold. A lot of people died from infection. A lot of people died from all things. And those crises decided to make them think, because we were created in the image and likeness of God. God already gave us everything we need to overcome crisis. So don't be scared. You are a child of God.
Mm. I hope y'all got all those hidden gems, man. I mean, oh my God, that was so good. And I want to talk about a turning point. And he give you some things, some steps, some tools that you can use to be able to push yourself to the next level. The first thing is just to know that you are a child of God. That's the very last thing he said. But guess what? Well, if you know that you are a child of God, then everything else comes easy, right?
That's it.
God did not give you the spirit of fear, right? Right? So
Right.
when you go in faith, when you step out in faith in whatever endeavor that is, doesn't matter what it is. When you step out in faith and keep God first on your journey, hey, you are okay. You are
Right.
okay. You know, we share about the things that you need to do and about your inner gates. You know, I literally just talked about this an hour ago, your inner gates, right? Now you see that I wasn't just talking about stuff, just talking. Someone else just, I literally just did it for me again. Your inner gates, what you allow in your ears and your eyes to see. He also talked about who you surround yourself with. I just talked about that too an hour ago. You see, I love how it all comes together. Your inner circle is so important. I mean, who you surround yourself with is who you will become. Are you flying with pigeons or are you flying with eagles? That's for you to figure out, right? So make sure you surround yourself with the right people going in direction that you're trying to go. And don't try to get someone that's maybe on your same level. Look for someone that will be over your level. So that way you have to grow to them, right? Not stay with them, but grow to them, right? So having that part of your life is very important. But then having you a running mate, right? That you can be together and y'all can hold each other accountable. So all this stuff matters. And when you put them all in your inner circle, it makes life so much easier, especially for business owners like us, speakers like us. When you pick people that's on your same level or maybe above you, it helps you to continue to stay accountable, then also grow yourself up as well. So it's very important. And thank you for sharing that. Another thing, and this one just popped up to me a question, and it's about accountability. Why do you believe accountability is so important when we are moving forward on our journey, Eli?
Right. You know, accountability is paramount, because, you know, when you get into any anything in life, be you an employee, be you in a relationship or a business owner, right? You want to hold yourself to some standards that would help you go to the next level, that would help you build the trust, that would help you, gain the trust of others, right? So accountability is great. For example, when I talked about being a very shy person back then, right? And if I had not, found the right accountability partners to guide me in that journey of overcoming shyness, I would have dropped out of the program. Yeah, because I told you that I looked for a mentor, and Les Brown was one of the mentors. Les Brown was the one who did the final, mentoring, who broke the final spell, right? So yeah, but he did not do it all by himself. He put me in a community of like-minded people. And those people became my accountability partners. They were not the type of people who would laugh at me when I'm making mistakes while speaking, right? So that's why accountability is very important. The people you hold, the people you bring together to, hold you to that standard that you want to accomplish is what will determine how far you would go. John Maxwell would always say everything rises and falls on leadership, right? When you have the right leadership and the right accountability partners, then it makes life easy for you. So you want to always put yourself in that circle of people who you would call your trusted accountability partners. And while I was going through my journey of overcoming shyness, I had a lot of people who were so used to laughing at people for their flaws. Like, when you speak English language incorrectly, these people would laugh at you. When you make a mistake, they would laugh at you. I had those kind of people on the side. If I had not made that shift to a different accountability group, who would not laugh at me, but encourage me when growing, I would have given up. So that's where accountability comes in. You want to hold yourself to a standard where you would not give up. You want to come up, taking those principles, hold yourself to those standards. Accountability is paramount. Trust me, you cannot accomplish your goals without accountability, without holding yourself accountable, without having the right accountability partners. And that's where life coaches come in. Life coaches are your best accountability partners because they have been trained to provide you with the tools required for you to succeed, right? And accountability plays a major role there.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I hope y'all taking notes, guys. And guess what? We're not done yet. We got some more episodes coming on after this too. But make sure you take notes and always go back and reflect over your notes. Last question I have for you is what I just said. What's your thoughts about reflection and why people should reflect? And then also share with us a good way how someone can connect with you if they connect with your story and if they want to seek help from you in general.
All right. So thank you so much. Well, they say all you can do is all you can do, right? All you can do is good enough. But Les Brown would always tell us to make sure we do all we can do. That's all I would have to say to everybody here right now. All you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is good enough. But just make sure you do all you can do. Self-reflection is paramount because when you do not find a way to access what you have done. There's no way you would be able to ascertain if you have done well or if you have done badly, right? There is a phrase that would say, whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. But Les Brown also came up with his own saying, whatever is worth doing is worth doing badly. Yeah, because you have to fail at some point to know what the next steps would be, right? So self-reflection is very important. And I would encourage everybody to constantly add that to their schedule. Do an assessment, because that's the only way you would know if you're growing. And that's the only way you would know how to overcome failure. Failure is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Failure to me is a sign of work in progress. But how would you know if you're failing or not? It's by doing an assessment. It's by giving yourself standards to accomplish or to get to or to follow, right? So when you fail, it is the assessment that will tell you that you have failed. And when you remember what Dr. John said, that failure is not a bad thing, that failure is a sign of work in progress, then you will know, okay, I have failed here now. What do I do to get past this failure? And you keep moving. And that's what assessment is all about. So I want to encourage you, add that to your daily life. Always access your day. Set goals. I set goals. I always write down my daily tasks. And why do I do that? Because that helps me, reflect on what happened, how I spent my time, how I spent my day. Because what everybody has in common, irrespective of your skin color, your height, your finances, whatever, we all have the same 24 hours. We all have the same time. So not until you learn how to reflect on things you've done in the past so that you can make corrections, you would not be able to utilize your time properly. Time is what we're doing on earth. And when your time is up, it's up, no going back. I know a lot of people who would say, hey, John, it's hard for me to get this thing done. It's hard for me to get this done. I'll ask, why? Why is it hard? They'll say, because I don't have enough time. You're never going to have enough time. You're never going to have more than 24 hours a day. Never, ever. Never. So all you need to do is to create the time within 24 hours. When it's 11:59 p.m. in the next 60 seconds, it's going to be the end of 24 hours for you. So it's part of time management skills. I teach time management. I teach universal principles. And self-reflection is very important for everybody. And, if there's anybody who would like to reach out to me for, speaking or some more encouragement, feel free to always reach out to me. I am available on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. My name, John Ughulu. When you search on those platforms, you will be able to access me anytime, any day. And my website is johnughulu.com. JOHNUGHULU. Thank you so much, Coach Teon.
Dr. John, for everything. And get in contact with them. Site in the post already, and also I have his name tagged in the post, so you just can click on his name, and then it goes straight to his Facebook page, and click on the link on the bottom, and it will go straight to his website. Again, Dr. John, thank you for your time and your authenticity, for just sharing your words of encouragement and wisdom to empower and inspire the people here. Everyone, we just thank you for tuning in. Thank you for like, love, care, and sharing this post, this video right now. We just appreciate you so much. So again, guys, thank you for joining this TSLE WLI. Continue to be great in you and be great in the things that God has inspired and empowered you to be, do, and have in life. We love you, and guess what? There's nothing, and I mean nothing, you can do about it. How are you doing, great people? It is your boy, Coach Teon Singletary, the host of the TSLE WLI. And if you don't know what that stands for, then guess what? You better stand by. Teon Singletary Leadership Empowerment, weekly live inspiration. Here to empower you, here to inspire you, here to help you reach your greatness. Why? Because you are greatness made from greatness. Subscribe to the podcast right now and share with a friend. This podcast is designed to help you reach your full potential. I will provide you special trainings for you and will have guest speakers to inspire you. All you have to do is join me. As Executive Director of the John Maxwell team and one of the prodigies of the Les Brown Power Voice Academy, I will provide you the ingredients that you need to make your success story. And the greatest story ever told is your story. We just have to do what my mentor, my friend John Maxwell says. We have to live intentionally. Subscribe to the podcast right now and share with a friend. Will you join me as we change our world together? Visit the website at www.teonsingletary.com for your free gift. Continue to be great in you and be great in the things that God has inspired you to be, do, and have in this thing we call life. Coach Teon Singletary signing off.